Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of WhitePaperPodcast, and I'm super stoked today. Of course, I love wisdom, even though I'm not a whiz kid, but I'm a whiz kid, yeah, because I'm God's kid, and God is God of wisdom, so wisdom's kid, whiz kid. All right. So I'm excited today for many reasons. We'd love to share wisdom in a witty and warm way. We'd love to be able to inspire people and get people to make the right decisions, but we don't lecture you like your, old school uncle or auntie. No shade. I'm not even wearing shades today, but please, somebody give my pair of shades. Actually, give my pair of shades. Yeah. But I'm excited because I've got my fave, right? Some people be like, that's my fave. That she's your fave. No, she's my original fave. I have the copyright for this fave and nobody can copy me. Not even DJ Copy. Copy that? Right? But guess what? You might not be DJ Copy, but you can turn tables. And today, we're going to turn tables, shake tables, but you can't shake my table because I got prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, she is amazing. She is intelligent. She is wise. She is sophisticated. She is passionate. She's a leader. She's an excellent communicator. She's an author of different books now. She hosts our events, our webinars, live sessions, a topmost relationship counselor, the best you will find anywhere. Count on that. Receive. Oh my gosh. My wife, not a knife. My sweetheart, not my bitter cola. Ladies and gentlemen, receive Toju Oluwatoyinbo on the White Paper Podcast. Come on.
Thank you.
See, they blush. See, I see they blush.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
It is great to have you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You're feeling fly?
Feeling good.
Are you feeling good or feeling fly?
I'm feeling good.
Just good.
Very good.
You're not feeling better after all of this.
I know I'm still going to ascend, so let's start easy so I don't overhype.
All right, so thank you so much for being here. So I know you're my wife. I mean, if I don't know that, what do I know? Right? I know you're my wife, but I don't just honor you because you're my wife. Like if we're not married and I stumbled on your content online, or I read your book, or I saw pictures of you, I'll be like, oh, that girl, she's not bad, though. She has sense. Right?
But I usually say to myself, if maybe God don't do my own too, but if you met me, because usually say even if we're not married, you like to be my friend and we're friends and all. I don't know how I'll have handled that, So you just day your day. Let me day my own day.
Oh, I don't do friendship that have potential of...
Yes.
Okay.
Especially if you're married, I'll just leave you be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as I'm evolving, when the me in me is becoming more of me, are you going to leave me?
No, because you're still married to me.
Oh, shit. All right. Eternal marriage. EM bounds. All right. So I honor and appreciate you, not just as my wife, but for all the good work that you do, helping homes, healing hearts, building relationships, and enriching people. It's such a major assignment that I believe a lot of people need in this generation. And for me, the reason I think that it's underrated is people try to fix stuff that didn't need to be broken in the first place.
Absolutely.
Right. And so you do that work and I honor you.
Thank you.
Let me also now honor you as my wife and my co-laborer and my co-minister and the mother of the only 2 children I currently have. And you're the only person who has the license. You have the key.
Yeah, but you're the one with the seal.
Hey,
so
with the what seed?
With the seed and the seal.
Oh.
So are you going to seed me and are you going to seal this without
Should I
going
seed
to seed
you?
me?
Pray. Seed me. Don't let me go there. But you know, Sydney is in Australia. So that's where we trail here. That's where we're trailing.
Blazing the trail.
Blazing trails. I was going to say trailing blazes. That's a good one. All right, so let's talk about you.
Okay.
Yeah. People just see you on social media now and they see the glam and the wisdom and the beautiful family and the great career and the thriving ministry and all of that. But I always love the backstory, right? How have you evolved over the years? Maybe you can just walk us through your journey about 2 minutes or so. What is that thing that you want to wire into this conversation that you believe maybe a little girl of 9 or a teenager of 15 or somebody in their 20s, maybe even somebody in their 40s or 50s can say, okay, I missed it here, or I'm so like her here, right? And if she could navigate, then I'm good.
I think for most people, I believe most people, and probably not just believers, there's always that thing in you that tells you that there's something about you. Maybe some people are more aware than others, or maybe some people are aware, but it's diverted into other kinds of things. So I think I'd always been aware that there was something about me, either because I was always given roles or because I was smarter than my age, not necessarily just in books, but just, or I was confident or something. But I think what changed it for me, and it's hard for me to talk about my story without talking about this. I think in as much as I knew I was confident, I was bold, I was a leader, I was doing funny things before. Maybe I should explain what funny things were. Nothing to...
They were into comedy.
No. So, I mean, I had my days of clubbing and, and all of that. But I think when you know that there's something about you, the next important thing is being in the right environment that nurtures that thing, that brings that thing out of you for all the right reasons. And so somehow one thing led to another. Shout out to my friend Bunny. And I tell her that if she doesn't ever do anything for me in her life, she has done great. Shout out to Bunny! And so I found myself in the Fountain of Life Church, which is where I feel what I'm doing today in terms of work or practice really started. So I'm very sure God was intentional about me being put in that place as a womb, right? And so I met Pastor Taiwo, Pastor Bimbo, relationship, family life. And I was coming from, a broken home, parents who had separated at the time. And so there was a lot of confusion in my 9-year-old mind. And I was just here, there, and everywhere. But somehow over the years, from the time I was 12 when I started going there to when I eventually got taken away by you when I was 24.
You're not taken away. Okay. You were taken higher.
Glory to God.
Come on.
Right?
Because it's a way higher.
Right.
So you're taken on the higher way.
Right. So that really did a lot for me. And I think that's where the transformation in my life really started. I mean, I had good foundations, but I was building rubbish on top of it.
Come on.
And then they really helped me put the right blocks in place. And you just came and skyscraper things up, and away. Yeah, Buzz Lightyear.
Thank you so much, Fountain of Life Church. Thank you so much, Bonnie, and everybody who's been a part of my wife's journey, family and friends and all of that. Now, I'm going to say something. We've run into a couple of people that knew you when you were a teenager. And they'll go like, oh, there's always been something about Toju. There's a way she used to carry herself. And the way she used to describe all that. Je ne sais quoi, as they will say. The touch of something
I think
special.
I'm one of those people, and I think anybody who's really, let me not speak for them, let me speak for myself. I think I'm one of those people who people appreciate, but I don't really see myself in that light. So when people tell me, oh, you're very pretty, I mean, you know me, I don't do makeup. My husband say, rub small powder. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. It doesn't draw my attention. I'm going to wear this wig for as long as...
So even when you wear your eye pencil, it doesn't draw people's attention?
No, I don't. I mean, I can have this wig till the next person gifts me a wig, right? I'm not crazy about my looks or anything, but somehow I just seem to get that. And I guess I don't take it for granted, because you also need to know what works for your life, right? What makes people attracted to you, what makes them stay with you. And when you can combine that with actual wisdom that helps their life, then you want to try to put your best foot forward as much as possible, right? And if you feel you're, by God's grace, a pattern that other people can follow, then it's, like I said, it's good you know what is working and how it works, so you can also teach people how it works. So I've always been confident. I've always spoken well. I've always looked pretty, I guess.
You guess?
I guess, because I think I don't see it as much as people see. Because I see some other ladies and I'm like, now what? This girl's fine. And she's like, oh my God, Toju, please don't even go there. Your skin is skinny. I'm like, I know they rub cream. People are buying cream of 200K.
But you know those things you're saying, that, okay, you know the raw cream, you know they wear powder. People are like, because you're already fine. That's as in like, so somebody might now be feeling that, okay, so now they buy a cream of 200K.
Well, see, this is what I tell people when people ask me about this cream matter. Like today now, I don't even rub cream on my face between you and I. But
okay, but I already understand because I'm your cream, so ice cream, that makes you sweet.
I'm screaming. Right. The truth about it is some things just come naturally to people. So I think if you are humble enough with what you have and you're able to teach people, direct people to the best of your ability. And you know, I was thinking about something today. I'm not sure if I should say this. You can't have everything I have. And I can't have everything you have. So sometimes when people say when God has blessed your neighbors in your neighborhood, so God is there to bless you anyway. So it might not be exactly what I have or how I have it. So some things might rub off on you, but you might not get it exactly in that place. So I shouldn't kill myself to have what you have. I shouldn't kill myself. We should.
A solid point.
Yeah, we should just try to
enjoy
help
what
each
you
other.
have. Because I was going to say this. Do you know that what you consider something you want to have will not mean to you what it means to somebody who has it?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So the relative fulfillment quotient of those things are very different. So somebody, let's say someone who had you wish you were as tall as somebody. That person who wishes they were as tall as somebody, that person you wish you were as tall as doesn't feel that height.
Their height as a thing.
Yeah, and even if they felt it that way, what it will mean to you may not be what it will mean to them. But I still wanted to discuss or talk about something. So it's not just about the looks. It's also about the courage or the ambience or the steez, the style, the swag, which other one I can call?
The other one saying.
So yes, how have you worked on yourself over the years? So for example, I know that you went to finish in school. So I mean, like, you don't finish work, which I'm finishing school, right? So I want to talk about some of those extras.
Right.
So you already had something, but what were the extras? Was it from abarism? Like my mom was very gifted, imparting me wisdom through abaristic impartation. That's the laying of hands of, because sometimes people become comported, not subdued because of parental upbringing. Or maybe they go to school or they study. So for example, let me use my communication by studying and then by being under the kind of pastor I was under, the kind of leaders and just reading. Right. So I know that, I had a gift or I had something that was valuable, but you had this one, that one exposure. And also for you, what were some of those things?
Let me show my working. Let's not do woo to the answer.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, so there's the natural thing. And, like you said, people will say, I remember...
When I was a soldier.
I'm still a soldier.
Oh, shit.
Yes. I remember when I was in primary school, year 2 to be specific in this particular instance, and we're rehearsing for end of year Christmas events and stuff. God forgive me. Right? And... my mom came to school to get me, and the principal was just, your daughter behaves, she didn't say an old woman, but your daughter behaves so comported. When all the children are making noise during lunch break, she's just reading a book quietly, walking down the stairs quietly, asking everybody to keep quiet. Oh my goodness. And she gave all those compliments, and we went into the car, and I realized I forgot my script. For my part in the whole celebration. And so my mom asked me to go back to get it. And I said, oh, ma'am, please, can I have my script? And she's like, what 6-year-old says script? Why didn't you just give me my paper and everything? I'm like, I don't know. It's a script. That's what it is, right? And so I had that natural thing. But my mom was very good influence. My mom will always, you say things like, you go to school, everybody says sword. And my mom, you come and say, my mom say, no, it's not sword, it's a sword. And when you're going through your script or whatever you've been giving in school or in church, she won't just let you memorize and cram it. No, you will come and present it to her. You're not going to disgrace me outside. So you don't say, everything the Lord has given to me. No, it's not everything, it's everything. And you will say it again and again until you get it. right? And so when you are, even when you're on the stage and you're presenting, she's looking at you, she's reading it. I can read her lips and she can read mine. If you miss it, you are going to get corrected when you get home. Not from a bad place. She wouldn't flog you or anything, but just to make sure. So I think that was the first point. My mom would say, when I give you something, put it back where you found it. So if I put something here, I don't want to find it like this. Put it back. Otherwise, she will call you back to come and do it. And I think, that was really good for me. Being orderly, being well-mannered. And then I grew up, I think I was about 16. And for the first time, I heard about a finishing school, and then a finishing school in Nigeria. And then again, Fountain of Life sent me to that finishing school, and I met my mentor, if you will, Miss Yvonne Ebby.
Yeah.
And I think it was in her house I read a book where a line stuck with me forever. And it says, anybody can be born female, but one of the highest compliments you'll get is to be called a lady. And it stuck with me. It stuck with me so much. And I remember when I was working with Mrs. Ebby, we were running a program called Put Your Best Foot Forward.
Oh, so that's why your foot is forward.
Yeah, and that's why yours is forward and coming to mine as well. So we're aligning as we're coming forward. Yeah.
So we're able to foot the bills.
The many bills, yeah.
Is that a footnote?
My foot soldier.
We started on the right footing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go further. There are certain things I want to ask, and we're gonna start that before we go on a break shortly. Yeah. And that is the fact that you're very particular about relationships.
I am.
I will come on shirts on this set now. I will come on shirts. Sorry, shots. I will come on shots.
Why is fighting with you?
Yeah, you know what people do? What people do when they've won a match, they remove their jassy. So that one man, they jassy. So guys, I've won a match. I've scored the goals. I've scored some goals. Am I going for a hat trick?
Are you going for a hat trick? You want to trick my heart into scoring a hat trick?
Oshay. How come you picked on that? Is it because Halloween is October, the month you were born? It's a trick or treat. So why should I trick you when I can treat you?
To a hallowed moment.
Come on. And then I win. Halloween. All right. So here is something that there's a white paper quote. Why give 20% of your heart, that is, to 5 side chicks when you can give 100% to your wife? So am I giving 100%?
I know I'm already in trouble for not answering directly. When you say 100%, what do you mean?
Of my heart.
Of your heart. Yes, to the best of your ability per time.
Yes,
no.
See my life on top of my podcast. It's a simple yes or no.
It's not a simple yes or no.
Oh my gosh.
To the best of your ability per time.
So do I have side chicks?
No, you don't.
Do I have side chickens?
You don't.
Do I have side turkeys? Because maybe they're not chickens, maybe they're chickens, maybe they're turkeys, maybe they're eagles.
Maybe there are some of them by your side trying to get closer, but you don't belong to them. Maybe they are trying to belong to you. No, you don't have.
All right, so let's talk about relationship and marriage, because that's an area that you're very passionate about. Yeah. So my wife has just accused me international television.
Hey God, I beg God. No.
So what are you implying?
No, what I'm saying is, okay, if it's a yes or no question, which you didn't verify in the beginning,
because I'm not Instagram to give you a blue tick.
But I need a blue tick.
Yes.
Right.
And you're very fine, so you might as well get verified.
Verified, right? Okay, so if it's a yes or no question, of course it's a yes. But what I mean, or what I meant is, you're a man of many parts. I'm serious now. We're coming down. Let me answer. Am I answering this question or not?
Okay, good. Okay. Answer it, yeah.
Right, so you're a man of many parts. So, of course, we've had this conversation before, and of course, it's more of before, not now, right? where you were intent with your work or intent with your different creative expressions and everything. And me as a new bride, young wife and everything, I'm like,
expectant.
What's happening? Where's my man? Where's my husband? I just...
Is designing slides by 2 a.m.
Do you understand? I'm like, I didn't get married to sleep alone inside this bed.
I'm not alone.
So I released that song earlier.
That time. And it didn't work.
Right. And so at that point, it felt like, I know you loved me, but I know they see it was not translating from audio to visuals, right? I needed both of them to come together and complement, right? But I think through all of that, we're able to learn that even though work for you and generally with men is intense or intensity driven, but when it comes to me, I'm priority.
Yeah.
So I learned at that time difference between intensity and priority. So right now, we're still having this conversation 2 days ago that this is another season in life where like for 2 weeks,
intense,
I won't see you till the next day, but we know how to make up for it. So it's intense, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm priority. So if anything happens and I say, babe, I really need you, you're going to drop everything you're doing and come to me. So
thank you for the vote of confidence. I mean, like if I was contesting for a Nigerian presidency, I would win because of your vote of confidence.
If I was the whole of Nigeria, yes.
No, the point is you are more than all the Nigerians to me.
You.
So your vote alone carry weight past all the high neck.
Wow.
High neck votes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a lot of fun with this. Please talk to us in the comments on the platforms, keep streaming, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the different podcast platforms. Tell your friends about it. It's just a fun way for us to communicate with you. Some of the things have worked for us and are working for us. When we are back, we're going to dive into more tactical, hands-on tips, techniques, handles, things that you can use starting today. So stay tuned and we'll be back to talk about relationships and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, just want to introduce to you some of our partners, our sponsors and supporters. We have Global Greatness, a community of high-value entrepreneurs who are making a difference in the world with their personal growth and their businesses. And of course, Genius X, like I love to say, your ex may not be a genius, but you can be a part of Genius X. And this is a community of brilliant minds who are transforming the world with their gifts, their ideas and creativity in a profitable and sustainable way. Of course, Dream Stream, causing your dreams to stream, and Dream Space, where your dreams come alive. If you'd like to sponsor this, partner with us, sponsor an episode or an entire season, please get in touch with us via +234 908 223 4567. Of course, you also want to buy the merch. Like, do you love this? You love this? Buy the merch. Buy it for yourself or buy it for your wife, for your husband. Actually, men should wear more of this. And anyway, women should wear more of this and men should wear more of that. So you can just like see that manhood is not measured in inches, but in actions and decisions when life pinches. Ouch! I just pinched you. That means that's a pinch of salt because you're salt and you're light. I'm so sorry. I'm going to make up with that later. I'm not a makeup artist, but I'm going to make you blush. Oh my word. All right. So right now we're going to dive into the second part of conversation. Stay tuned to your screens for some information.
My name is Akinsho Samson. I'm a software developer. I'm a writer. I'm a digital marketer and a bunch of other stuff. I came across Dream Space on Pastor Dami's page and about the session they are having today. So I decided to key in because I've been wanting to get a one-on-one session with him. And it was really productive. I mean, all my expectations were met. I had questions before coming in here, but he answered them in the series of, solutions and strategies he provided during the session. I personally think the session is worth 200,000 naira, if you ask me. And we really paid something really small to have his time and attention today. And so if you're watching or you come across this, I hope you can key into one of the things that is happening in this amazing space. They have a lot of packages that you can key into. I got an offer after the session today to register for Genius X. It's a bunch of a list of opportunities that I think everybody needs. You get a session with Pastor Dami himself. There are videos presentations that you can watch. You have accountability partner, a lot of things. And I think it's really amazing. I got an offer today, hugely discounted. And I must say I'm blessed to have been given that kind of opportunity. I'm a son of the house now. I'm a child of the house. Pastor Dami, I don't know, show him this, but he's now my mentor. I get to see him one-on-one. You get what I mean, sir? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this episode. I hope that you've watched all the other episodes and that you're telling your friends, family, loved ones. Tell everybody in your world there is this buzzing show. It's called White Paper Podcast. My name is Damilola Oluwatoyinbo. I'm the creator of White Paper Wisdom, White Paper Merch, White Paper Podcast, White Paper Airlines, White Paper Island, White Paper Intergalactic Causeways. You don't know where this thing is going. Like, it's just skyrocketing and going to different places. And I have the privilege and the pleasure of hosting my delectable, dynamic, beautiful, amazing, talented, loving, generous, doting, charismatic, charming. Should I continue?
I'm good.
Wife! And she's a wife, another knife. She's able to cut through difficult things, but she doesn't cut throats. All right. So now I want to talk about relationships, because that's like your baby. Relationships, you're so passionate about it. Why are you passionate about it? And why should more people actually get involved in learn about it? Because in my work as a pastor, in our work as pastors, we've seen that people make a lot of assumptions. And because I also relate with people in church and outside of the church, CEOs, high net worth people, communicators, it's such a core area, but a lot of people seem to be underinformed. Don't let me say uninformed. Some people are uninformed, but most people have some information or some misinformation. So people are underinformed and misinformed. Why are you passionate about relationships and marriage, and why should people pay more attention to it?
A couple of reasons without...
A couple of reasons. We are a couple of reasons because we are reasonable people. You're a reason, I'm a reason, we're a couple. So we're a couple of...
Right, a couple of reasons.
Please, can you rise?
I should rise.
Yes.
Literally.
We have risen. We're a couple of risen. We have risen. We're a couple of reasons. Okay, let's go. One reason,
I know the question
reasons.
for already asking, and I know he will still ask me, so I'll wait for it. It is well with my soul.
It is well with my soul.
Right. Without going into too many details, I think definitely what happened with my parents started it. And as a 9-year-old, there were all sorts of feelings and thoughts in my head. A lot of them I didn't understand at the time. So there was first of all, you've moved away from the city you're used to and moved somewhere else with mommy. So you're cut away from your friends, you're cut away from your school, you're cut away from your church, everything that is familiar to you. And even though you're in a bigger and better city, in a wealthier place as it were, I still felt lonelier.
Yeah.
I felt poorer. I felt everything less than how I was before. And so that brought a lot of pain, confusion. I think that was when I'm an introvert generally, but I think I became a lot more introverted at that time. There was your mommy is right. No, your daddy is wrong. This one is this person. Wow. Trying to pick sides. And how was I supposed to calculate everything in my 9-year-old brain? I say, okay, no, mommy was actually right and daddy was actually wrong. I would just go wherever the wind tossed, right? And it was gifts here today, gifts there tomorrow. It was just a whole lot. And I could tell that my mom wasn't the happiest at the time. Yeah. Even though my dad seemed to be cool at the time, it's never easy for anybody. And this is one thing I say to people. Forget what you hear on social media and what you see in the tabloids or in Hollywood or Nollywood now. Yeah, unfortunately, right? Any wood.
Even Woodin. If it's the wrong type, I love Woody.
And then you've gone through a divorce, and the next week you're on a red carpet, stretching your legs, taking pictures, and saying it wasn't him, it wasn't me. We just decided to go away, and we're all friends, and we're all
Some
good.
people have divorce parties as well.
Do you know? And then because you've divorced and you signed prenup, you're living with $10 billion or whatever it is, and you feel nobody's okay. Take it from me. Because you've invested a lot financially, emotionally, time-wise, if there are children involved. There's so much to deal with, to recuperate from. You're trying to define yourself again without this person in your life. It's a lot. And it affects men and women differently, but women more so. And this is not even me trying to be biased or whatever. It affects us. And I think the earlier we own up to the truth, the better. Because we're more emotional, more attached. Society, whether it's good or bad, isn't as favorable to us as it is to men when it comes to certain things. So that started it for me. And then, like I mentioned earlier, meeting Pastor Bimbo, I felt, wow, there's fire in this thing. The knowledge she's bringing. Because what happens is when this knowledge is absent, the cycle just repeats itself. And a woman who is hurt from a divorce begins to tell her children, no, follow man, no. Don't put your trust in any man, no. Collect his money and this and that. Or the man feels women cannot be trusted. And it just becomes a marriage that's supposed to bring people together, bring the society together, begins to tear the society apart. And it just keeps going on and on and on. So I think it's really important for people to be wise about why they want to get married or why they don't want to get married. So when people say, I don't want to get married, I'm very interested in your why. If your why is skewed, then there's a problem there. If you're getting married, I want to know why. If it's for the wrong reasons, there's an issue I need to know about and we need to fix. And I think also, if your marriage is working, it blossoms into other areas of your life. If you're happy at home, you're likely going to be more productive with your children, more productive at work, have a healthier spiritual life, have a healthier emotional life. But if your marriage is falling apart at home, the closest person to you, there's hell and high waters going on in your home, it's going to distract you. It's going to reduce the quality of your life, the quality of your productivity. And so you want to ensure that your home is well put together. And like they say, the family is the fabric of the society. Everybody, good or bad, has come from a family. So if we can get it right at the family level, then we're well on our way.
Amazing. So I'm a living witness. We're living witnesses because we have a healthy and beautiful marriage.
Glory to God.
That God has blessed us with and we have worked on and we are working on, right? So people say things like a good marriage is made in heaven. I get the point, but we know that even though God created the earth, he had to give man the responsibility to cultivate the earth so that it could reflect what heaven intended. So when you see the things that we do, when you see her counseling practice, when you see her books, when you see her posts on social media, when you see White People Wisdom going viral, you see Ministry Kings, you see my books and all of that, it is because at home, we are privileged to actually enjoy friendship and intimacy and connection and have a shared sense of destiny and responsibility and purpose. So even when there are maybe like frictional moments, like when the Baba comes and does his friction, clip that. Right. When the Baba comes and does his friction, right, we know that we're together. I'm not fighting against you. We're fighting for a common cause and a common purpose. So I agree with you. The more people need to be invested in that area. And just like you went to school for 4 years or 5 or 6 years, or for some of us 6 plus X, Y, Z number of years to study. And sometimes you didn't even practice what you studied. Right. So if you're going to get married. As a matter of
fact, you even knew from the time you got admission that you were not going to practice things, but you still studied. You still went to classes. So how much more?
Yeah. So for marriage, invest time, education, attention, counseling, coaching. And then let me just say, before we move to the next question, they say an accountant, 4 years. So has an accounting practice. A lawyer, 5 years, a legal practice. doctor, 6+ maybe 1 or 2 years, depending on the country, medical practice. So at the end, even all these professionals are still practicing.
I knew you were going there eventually.
They're still practicing. So after you get married, not only God knows the practice, so right, God has it on lockdown, even though it's never affected by COVID. Oh.
Are you feeling yourself? What's going on?
SOP today. SOP, because we know what's up. All right, now let's talk about this. How people ask all the time, so please just answer once and for all. So whenever they ask you, you can just cut this clip and say, hey, this is they ask it all the time. I don't think I'm weird, but some people think I'm weird. Some people think I'm eccentric. Some people think, I don't know.
Should I tell them what I think? No,
yeah.
I won't.
No, you can tell them. You can. It's all banned.
Oh my God.
So people usually ask my wife. Or they ask me when you're not there, how does she cope? As in, really, is this the way you are all the time? Yeah, I said, most of the time. So, how can someone cope with this? I remember one of our aunties, at grandma's birthday, and we had spoken at different times.
Right.
So, but that day, we're sitting beside each other, so I was going, she just said that she can't believe that she's just tired. How does Toju cope? So how do you cope with my, in quote, weirdness, wittiness, this whole thing, this PUN pun thing?
You know, I've never thought about it categorically. I mean, I don't sit down to think, oh my gosh, my husband, not really. I think the advantage I have is that there are different parts of you in my space at the same time. So I never have to deal with just this, right? So when people come to your page and they are just seeing white paper, they feel like this is the most of you they see. Just like all of you guys on the online world, you feel my husband is sanguine. You miss it. You miss it. It's not Sam anything, regardless of Gwyn. Right?
There's a tiny, but it's the third.
It's the third and it's tiny.
Tiny, like 5% or so.
Yes. We reckon it has dead.
In the book of romance.
Right.
Oh, in the book of romance. So you reckon that's dead.
As we're saying. Right. So I see so many other things. So sometimes I'm trying to ask you about work or ask you about church or ask you about something somebody asked me to ask you to give them feedback and you are doing this and I'm just like, yeah, let's just get to it. So sometimes
just keep it moving.
I keep it moving.
So then you're Kim, but you're not Kardashian, definitely. You're hot.
Oh, as in keeping right.
K-I-M, keep it moving.
Right.
Keep it moving.
Right.
I'm a Kim. I'm a Kip.
Right.
Key into miracles, Kim. Please, I'm doing it right. So let's move on.
Yes. Right. So this is what I do. Sometimes I just move on because I know where I want to go. And so I just get there. Sometimes I laugh. I agree with you. But I think for me, because there's so much more, it doesn't get to me.
But sometimes you laugh and sometimes you just go.
Yeah, sometimes because it's not funny to me in that moment.
So it's never funny.
No. Most times it's funny. Most times, and sometimes I'm like, enter. Means I'll try to follow.
Of which your humor game has
increased.
Yes, there's some things you've been saying lately. I'll just be laughing.
Yeah. So you've rubbed off on me. But I mean, there are a few times when to me, it's not
I've rubbed off on you, but I still turn you on.
Hey, God, have mercy upon earth.
God, have mercy
upon us. Right? So sometimes it's not funny and and about time I know, sorry, I'm not, but yeah. So I don't center his chest.
Yeah.
And then we keep it moving. But I mean, I've been thinking about it recently because there are some people who have dyslexia or who are autistic or who
I'm autistic. I'm hot for you.
Right.
H-O-T.
R. Yeah. But those people are hyper intelligent. they can go from this. They are making sense, but it's not necessarily joined together to you. But in their brain, they know exactly what they're saying. And so for someone like me, so when I'm preaching or when I'm talking a lot, I'm gisting, and people now ask, and then something else happens and I get distracted. I have to work hard to remember where I'm coming from. But it never happens with him. He can go here, go there, and still come back to what he was saying. 95+% of the time. People that have dyslexia and they're autistic, there are people that used to do that thing very well. So my husband can start a conversation now. And I'm like, we're talking about blue, we're talking about ABC. And by the time he explains to me, he will remind me how 3 nights ago we're talking about blue and ABC and how this ABC fits into that. I'm like, fam, how am I supposed to know you were talking about what we finished 3 days ago?
Yeah.
So just the same way he has multiple tabs open on his laptop, he literally has hundreds of tabs open on his laptop. That's how his brain is. But they're all connected. And when he's giving you wisdom, he's pulling from all these tabs. So look, I think my husband is on a spectrum of autism or dyslexia, hyper-intelligence. So this thing that we are calling genius, it's not really their hands, but we accept it as divine genius, even though other things might be occurring. Yeah. In my opinion.
Oh my gosh. But you know that they say geniuses always have something weird somewhere.
Yes.
Like Albert Einstein or like Isaac Newton, they were all very weird. So if that's what it takes to be one, let me own my space.
More kudos, more grace, more oil.
All right. Okay. Even if I'm dyslexic, I don't diss Alexia. Can you Google that? And then instead of low-key, you think so. Low-key, all of them done they.
No, you, Abio. As in that, you see, that was the thing I so much of. Yesterday, he sent me a message. And I'm like, you know what? In this life, I'm just looking for how we'll milk all these things and I'll be spending the money that comes. Because this voice, this white paper, this creativity, one day it will be inside millions of dollars.
Amen.
And my sole purpose in his life at that time will be how to be spending
it. Of course,
like
you should be spending.
Because
you have been.
I have worked for this man. I have
really
sold book under the sun and in the rain.
You've modeled books.
Literally. I've modeled for him for free that year.
Yeah.
Under the sun and in the rain. I've gone to Ibadan.
You've spoken at Dream Academy. You've spoken at events.
I've paid my dues.
You paid in full.
I've paid in full. I deserve my accolades.
Come on, Rissy. Where are the accolades? Who has the accolades on set? Rissy, okay, they cannot be physical because they're stronger than what the physical dimension can accommodate.
Yeah, but I'll still collect the physical one.
No problem.
Yeah.
Akolade. Where's Akolade?
Shout out to God.
All right, so we're about rounding it off. I wish we could go on and on and on. I mean, like, we don't get a gist every day. We talk every day, but I'm saying this extended talk. But you know, I love just bonding with you, connecting with you, and just so I wish we could go on and on and on. But we have to begin to round it off. Describe yourself in 3 words. Fast action.
I'm organized.
Organized. Every other day I organized.
I'm organized. I think that's probably into organized. I'm introverted. I like my space. But I'm that's organized as well. Spiritual.
All right. No shade. My wife doesn't like it when I wear this stuff, but like I'm on set, so I gotta wear. Like she doesn't like it when I wear it indoors. But I'm like, I'm in white paper, white screen,
and I
white
don't like
shirt,
this particular shade.
white frame. But everybody loves it. What do you guys think? Like this is hot, right? I don't mean wearing it indoors. Just wearing like this has now become part of my.
Should I say what I feel? Or it's not necessary. Let's leave it.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. This or that.
Okay. Sound like your children. Either or. What do you call that again? Either or. Would you rather? So would you rather be color brown or itchy? I'm like, what?
Would you rather, just for able to get to know you a lot more. Lip gloss or lipstick?
Lipstick.
So that your lips can stick to mine.
Hey, God.
Because you don't want to gloss over me, right?
No, I don't.
Stick. That makes sense. All right. Milk or chocolate?
Do you mean like hot chocolate or chocolate bars?
Chocolate bars.
Should I answer with my real self or with my old age? Because in old age now, none of them work for my body, either my teeth or my tummy, but my normal self without milk.
Milk. Wow. Because you like to milk every opportunity that got sent your way.
Absolutely.
All right. Would you rather live in South Africa or UK?
I haven't lived in South Africa. I've lived in the UK. I didn't really like the UK, so I'm just going to hop on South Africa.
Coaching or mentoring?
Mentoring.
Therapy or counseling?
Counseling. Bible
or food?
I plead the Job on this one.
The Job on this one I built.
I esteem your word above my necessary food.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, Jesus, but I will do it for you.
All right. So, quick things. What's the wisest decision you've ever made in your life? Just quick.
Apart from Jesus? Apart from Jesus?
Yeah.
Marrying you.
People
like say you don't need open for your mind, Sha.
I'm like, if you don't talk that one, I go red.
Absolutely.
Which eyes though? All right. What's like the dumbest decision, or no, not the dumbest, maybe one dumb decision you made that you're like, guy, no, try that, you.
Yeah. So I was in multiple relationships that I had no business being in, either because of the hype.
All right.
Or because one correct guy in the school liked me. I'm like, oh yeah, fine girl, hottest boy in school. Why not? Okay,
so you were in a relationship.
Yeah, I was.
I was. Getting the baton and all of that.
And who now won the race? Nobody.
We all lost.
No, you were not in that race. You were not in that track. You were not
track and field.
No, you were not in that track on that track at all.
Okay, that's true. I'm actually not a runner. I'm fly.
So you were not. It was very pedestrian, and you're not pedestrian.
All right. Final words. What's that thing you want to say to somebody who's watching, who's listening, who's connecting?
Final words in what direction?
Generally, what's that? If you had 1 minute to speak to the world and you wanted people to just know something of value, right?
First, in all honesty, I would say everybody should just love Jesus, because the truth is, as much as the world is evolving and technology is increasing and knowledge and wisdom is seemingly increasing, we're in more chaos than ever before. So if we could just go back to the original plan, we would realize that our lives would be a lot better. Love God, love people. If you're deciding to get married, come and see me for premarital counseling.
Oh, Shay. I was going to talk about that. Please. This is an offer. We're going to do a special offer. Can we do that? You can use a promo code on this. Put WPP, WhitePaperPodcast, Dami and Toju. That's too long now. Just put WPP Dami, right, as your promo code, for counseling. And follow my wife. She has sense. Let me come out glasses.
I do say so myself.
She does have a lot of practical wisdom, and sometimes I wonder why people are running after things that will complicate their lives. I think I've always been pragmatic, but I've become a lot more pragmatic. When you're pushing 40, you're just like, what's important in this world? So sometimes I see people raving over pages that will only cause rampage in their lives. And there are all these other pages that have solid content. Right. Don't wait until you have an emergency before you make seeking wisdom. Yeah. Don't wait until you have a weighty, right? When you can get witty wisdom. So follow her, like her content, follow us on the Wiper movement, and let's spread wisdom. Now we're going to round it off with a series of games, and this is going to be quite exciting. Stay tuned. Don't leave. Don't go nowhere. See you soon. Welcome back to White Paper Podcast, where we share wisdom in a warm and witty way. And we've had a beautiful time today just gleaning the wisdom of my amazing wife. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
It means a lot to me because I know that, we're married and everything, but yes, you're a busy woman and you could just even call my bluff and be like, I don't have your bluff's number, but I can call it. You can't call my bluff. You don't have its number. Come on, someone. That's white people right there. So to round it off, we want you to showcase your talents. And we have 2 quick exercises, or not exercises, games. They're really games, right? So the first one, and I think that you might have seen many of these because either you've seen them when I was writing them, but I'm hoping that you have not.
So you're hoping I'll fail?
No. I'm hoping
but that's
that
what
you
you're
have
saying,
to.
sir.
No,
you're
God
hoping I'll
forbid.
fail. That's what I'm hoping.
No, it's silly for you to fail. You're too much of a success for you to fail.
So you're hoping I won't get it right?
You will get it right. I'm hoping you will put some thinking.
Okay, so you're saying I normally don't think.
You're doing what I do. You're doing what I do to people. Of course you do think. And that's why we don't sync.
Right.
Even though we're not wearing pink.
Right.
I think. All right, so I just want to put some thoughts into it. Right. Let's see. No disrespect, but some people's income is like some women's dash. It comes once a month and lasts only 3 to 5 days. No disrespect, but some people's income is like some women's dash. Comes once a month.
If we're doing income, I'll say outflow, but period.
Pardon?
If you're doing income, then I'll say outflow, but period.
Yes, monthly period.
Right.
That was so easy. Like,
I wasn't sure if you needed the exact word. And if you were doing a spin-off on income.
It's the exact word, though.
Right.
Yeah. All right. If you are dating a player, the only ring you should expect is dash.
If you're dating a player.
The only ring.
Oh, suffering.
Ah!
Right.
This is too easy for you. Let me give you another one. This is the last one. Then you do your next final exercise. No matter who served you breakfast, stay calm. God's got the perfect dash for your dinner. You will not be love-starved. No matter who served you breakfast, stay calm. God's got the perfect dash
for your dinner.
You will not end up love-starved. Perfect, what do you use to?
Cutlery?
That's what you used to eat the dinner. What do you use to make the dinner? The perfect
pot. The perfect. I don't even understand because I think in my brain I'm trying to spin off something that's the opposite of breakfast or
no,
served.
That's the dinner has already covered the breakfast. Yeah, God has the perfect
ingredients.
Yeah, but there is the
formation.
What tells you what to do with the?
I don't know.
There's something that tells what to do with the ingredients.
Oh, the recipe.
Oh, good morning. Nice. You did well. Great game. I was just like, this first one too easy. Let me stress you a little bit.
Thank God, because if the first one now easy, I'm not gonna get 1/3. No, we'll do this podcast again.
You understand? No, but you got 3/3. You just had Voltron for the last one. What they call Voltron. That stuff in school when people want to cheat. Now I have
formation.
All right. So finally, this is going to be an easy one for you, right?
Okay.
This is just your own white paper post, but I'm going to give you 2 keywords. Number one keyword, the preacher's wife. And number two, top-notch counseling. But you can put things like the preacher's wife offers top-notch counseling. Right. But it has to be witty or rhythmical. Or
why are you trying to make me you? I can't do this.
Well, you be you as you. But as you did go. You have a minute, but if you
so I'm
take
supposed to
longer
do
than that,
something
it's okay.
witty with these words.
Yes.
Hey God. Must I use everything?
Yes. The preacher's wife and then top-notch counseling. Or you can remove the top-notch. You can just have counseling.
I don't even know if this makes any sense. This last part is not adding.
It's not lasting. The last part is not.
This does not make any sense, but
How are you sure?
I will give you work to make it better for me. All right, there we go. It's of course longer than 1 minute, but...
All right, can you read to us?
This preacher's wife will counsel and not cancel you.
Hey!
She will take you higher in marriage by much, not just a notch.
Oh, enter now, enter. I knew you'd do it proud. Not just a notch.
Yeah.
Cool.
The best I could do under the prayer that I was facing.
The prayer. Let me just tell you guys, this exercise we're doing on this WhitePaper podcast, sometimes to me too, I'm sitting on my white table trying to make sure the words, so it's not as if it's every time. So what I try to do is I have a bank of things. In fact, when I'm speaking spontaneously, extemporaneously, like send my white paper. So I have that. But there are times I want to share a particular thing in the culture or something that is happening now.
Right.
So I still have to think.
Yes, I get that.
So it's not just all like,
so please,
pick it from the air.
tried.
You tried. You did more than try.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the White Paper Podcast. It's such a delight and a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. Please follow my wife and follow me via social media handles and all our platforms. Tell your friends, family, and loved ones about White Paper Podcast. Is a growing movement. Buy the merch. Support us. We have some t-shirts. We've got the mugs. We've got the water bottles. We have the frames. We have all sorts of amazing things coming out each month. So stay tuned, support us. And until then, remain grateful, but don't be a grateful. Drink wisdom, think wisdom, wear wisdom, watch wisdom, and let your life be a life of wisdom. See you in the next episode. Bye.